Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. I just had a momentary power outage here. Now
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay, we're
okay.
back.
Lloyd's back.
Well,
Great. There we
I
go.
thought it was my power that went out. I started
No,
looking around and
my just for a second there, my lights didn't
yep.
go out, but my computer, everything just went blank. And okay, we're back. So hopefully we're still on
So,
the same stream. Yes. Oh, it looks like it started a new stream. Like,
okay.
okay, so we're back,
Yeah.
folks. All right, so
All right.
that's our little rant on what people are worth. That's why they're paid what they're paid for. Also, let's talk about how the media took what Trump said and twisted it into like a got you question, and how gullible people are that actually believe what the press is saying, that Trump wants us to drink bleach and inject disinfectant. Really? You really think that? You are dumber
Yeah.
than a box of rocks if you think that.
Yeah.
You
And
win the
that's what it comes down
Darwin
to.
Award if you uh, believe in that kind of garbage. And that just,
Right.
ah, that irritates
Yeah.
me to no
Eh,
end.
But here's what I don't understand. Okay. How how do the Democrats and the liberal media stay in business and stay in power when they got such ignorant people working for them? I'm on a rant today. I mean,
Well,
it's the
uh,
height of stupidity.
well, because, well, number one, Donald Trump is a Republican, and number two,
Yeah.
he's Donald Trump. They want him gone, and they will
Oh
do
yeah.
anything they can to try to gin up uh, division and try to get people to think, you know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe we ought to get rid of that mean orange man they call him. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it just and
It's
that was some of the comments that I got on my Facebook page saying he's more divisive, and I'm like, going, really, really, he's really that divisive. How come he's filling up arenas, 20, 30,000 people are coming to see him? Yeah, that's really divisive. If he was so divisive, he wouldn't be having the big groups like he's getting. On the other hand, look at the Democrats. They can only muster up a few hundred people at their rallies, maybe 1,000 people. And people are flocking to Donald Trump because he's doing
yeah.
what he said he was going to do, and uh, he's running the country like a business, the way it should be. You know what? And I gotta turn off. Okay, I'm getting echo. Oh, there we go. I think we're back. So, okay,
Yeah,
we're
I'm
back
getting little
up to.
glitches here and there.
All right. So, and this has been
Yeah,
going
and
on.
it was meant as a sarcastic.
Yeah.
The initial part of it was sarcastic answer to, a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, Mitch, you take care. I hope my rant did not run you off, but it probably did, and I apologize. So I don't apologize for my opinion, but I probably got a little too excited.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're excited because of some of the dumb stuff that's going on Facebook, where people are
Yeah,
going around saying, "Look at how stupid! Not just dangerous," what he said, and that's not what he said.
yeah,
He didn't say to go drink
I know.
bleach and all that. If you think that,
Yeah,
then you're dumber than you think. God.
Yeah. It's like you said, dumber than a box of rocks. And they're going to do anything, they're going to do anything to make him try to make him look bad. The problem is, they just haven't been successful at it.
No.
And I mean, come on. Their presidential or expected presidential nominee is Joe Biden.
Yeah, I can't remember where
I've said that this year. Yeah, well, I've said this year was a throwaway, what I call a throwaway year for the Democrats. They want Joe Biden gone as much as anybody. That's why Obama's endorsing him, because, and I think that's why. I'm to the point. I'm about ready to start wearing a tinfoil hat if it wasn't for the fact that oil's kind of expensive, But this whole shutdown is economy based. A lot of it, and it was. A lot of it was, because in the beginning, I don't know how many people I saw writing and ranting about this shutdown or this virus is no worse than, SARS was, and what was the other one?
MERS and
Middle Eastern
swine flu.
Yeah. It's no worse than any of what those were. It's just this one spread a little more rapidly, and it seemed to have whereas that kind of spreads out over a longer period of time. This was like, bam, slapped us in the face, And, but everybody in the beginning was just saying, oh, they're just doing this to, shut down the economy and stuff. And now it's like, those same people are realizing that, and they're saying, and it's time to get the economy back on the road. And they're just, the Dems are so, and that's such a good name, because Democrats or dimwits, either one, they're Dems. They want to keep everybody down. They want to keep the economy. The economy was, was gangbusters, and I can tell you right now, I think our economy is going to recover, but we had to do a reset. We had to, kind of put things on the line and make us as Americans realize, we need to be just a tad more isolationist, And, speaking of groups that disappeared, and what happened to the whole wall protest? Has OCD or
AOC,
or Ocasio-Cortez demented, OCD? Has she been down there protesting along the wall again?
Yeah.
It was all, it's a smokescreen. That's all it's been, And unfortunately, this is sort of another one, but it pinpointed so many problems that are wrong with our economy that was on the rise. He wants citizenship for all the dreamers and the bug all the dreamers due to the bug shutdown. He stated we need to support them because they work for us. They do. I'm citizens of the United States. And the lady next door that I've talked about, that ended up, she was she was a nurse practitioner and had her degree and had a doctorate degree in nursing.
Right.
And she was having them come over and do stuff, and it's like they finally said, the one brother, Diego, he said, I told my brother to quit going over and doing that, because okay, she's pretty to look at, but she ain't paying you squat. She just has her, and the way he put it says, she just has a Mexican yard guy, and she's not having to pay him, and he told me what it would charge if they were to mow my lawn. I guarantee I can't afford them.
Right.
And they deserve it, though, and they said, so they don't work for me, so Bummer is wrong about that, because I can't afford them.
Yep. Yeah,
Just that simple.
plus they've stopped all immigration to the United States, and I think that's just temporary until we get the economy, because we don't want foreigners come in and
Yeah.
start taking away jobs right at the time where we need to get the economy back going. Yeah. So.
Yeah. You know, it's not our responsibility to see to worry about who's going to start the economy around the world. As I said, we wouldn't have to worry about that if we didn't depend so much on imports. And
Mhm.
and I saw somebody earlier in the last part that we were doing, talking about they're giving away oil now. Yeah, boy,
Yeah.
that came back to bite the Russians in the
Mhm.
backside real bad. Yeah.
Oh, did you see the price? It went down to almost minus $40.
Oh, has it gotten that much lower?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Is it
it's
still going down?
rebounded since then, but I think that was a record low for price of oil. That's because nobody's
It
driving,
had never.
nobody's flying, nobody's traveling. Uh, that demand just plummeted when all these countries
Well,
started
that and
shutting
we had
down.
such an overabundance
Overabundance, and
because
there's no
Russia ticked.
storage. They ran out of storage.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and Russia ticked off the OPEC with wanting
Yep.
to increase. You know, there's the greed right there. You know, uh, the the communist. They say they're a democracy, but they're not. They're just communist in another
Well, they're
uh,
an oligarchy, which is.
yeah, oligarchy. Okay, I'll give you that.
Hmm.
Either way, they're totalitarian, and that's
Hmm.
what the communists want too, is to be a totalitarian government. You know, or the social. Well, socialists want to sit around and sing "Kumbaya," but
Hmm.
whatever. Uh, man, I must have got up on the wrong side of the bed today, Art.
Yeah. Well, it looks like
On
everybody
a
is
rant
starting
today.
to come back. Hey, we're up to 10 people watching. That's great.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mitch had to
had
leave,
to
but
skedaddle. Yeah. Yeah, he's got to get ready
mhm,
for his show this evening right after Mel's show.
right after Mel,
Hmm.
400 AGL.
Hmm. So
Yeah,
the other thing that I
but
wanted to get to was, remember 4 years ago where everybody was all hot and bothered about when Trump was doing this? They were saying that he was mocking a disabled reporter, but that turned out to be false because he was doing that at several rallies. He wasn't mentioning anybody's name. He was talking about something totally different, you know? And so that was debunked. So when I brought it up on my Facebook page, boy, I just got a bunch of grief for that. But you know what? All the people, I got more thumbs up and hearts than all the dissenters that just
yeah,
decided to crap on my page.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and that's part of the reason I really stay away from Facebook. The only reason I've even got Facebook related to COVID-19. Yeah,
Well, that's well.
still not sure what was wrong with my sister, but
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I love what
yeah,
Ed
Facebook.
says. Lamestream Media has been after Trump. Yeah, well, they've been after him even before he was president. You know, when I first heard about that video and I saw that, hey, I was pissed off too. I was, I'm disabled, and I
Yeah,
made a statement on Facebook that I would never vote for the guy. But when someone showed me what the real deal was about, I go, oh, okay. And I didn't think that Trump would be the nominee. I really didn't, because I thought he's
yeah,
too bombastic, and that people are not going to go for him. I was a Ted Cruz guy, And you know what? I think we lucked out with Trump because he really turned the country around, and he was dealing with our enemies. He got North Korea to kind of, chill out because they were, Kim Jong-un was being a little brat for a while there, and Trump actually sat down with them and said, hey, let's work out a deal here.
He did something that no president since the Korean conflict even started, the Korean War started. I hate using that term. Sorry about that. I got my tongue wrapped around my eye teeth, and I can't see what I'm saying half the time. But anyways, since the Korean War, the North and South have never, they stepped at the DMZ. They stepped right on that border, and they shook hands with each other.
Yep.
I haven't seen that. All these bleeding heart, peacenik, love everybody type stuff that the Democrats are supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
They've had plenty of chances to work on that. Why haven't they done it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Bill
I'm
Clinton.
sitting here thinking,
Bill Clinton actually let him go ahead and build nukes while he was president. That was dumb. And look at Obama. He ended up giving hundreds of, what was it, millions or was it billions of dollars to the Iranians.
Who knows?
And
yeah. Well, yeah, what he did is he released all their funds to them that they had over here that was locked down since the Iran hostage crisis.
He gave them pallets of dollars. He had them put on a C-5A and shipped over there. So.
Yeah, there's an answer right there for from Carlos. That's why our dollar isn't worth as much. We're packing it up and sending it to our enemies,
Mm-hmm.
There's a good example. And it was the Democrats that did it.
Yep.
The best way to turn this around.
And it
go
was
ahead.
Bill Clinton that allowed the Chinese to get the technology to finally get satellites in orbit.
Yeah.
Remember that L'Oreal Space? They were working with the Chinese, showing them, you need to do this, and then you'll be able to get your rockets into orbit. Well, that was stupid because now their missiles can reach the United States, where before they could only go a certain altitude, and then that was it. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I the old saying, my enemy's enemy is my friend.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to wonder. We apparently don't understand that, and we're making friends with all the people. We're going to be the one who's the enemy's enemy pretty soon. It's going to be a lonely country.
Yep.
I've heard that statement more than once because, and it all comes back to, Jaybird, if Bin Laden had been captured in the 90s, then possibly 9/11 wouldn't have happened.
True. Yeah. Bill Clinton had like 3 chances to get him. And what did he do? He ended up blowing up an aspirin factory.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I think there's certain parts of our intelligent community that we should have left alone and left them in place way back when. But, the Dems, I don't know, maybe that's the problem. See, they get rid of the intelligence, in the community.
Well, that's because those different non-elected officials have been put into positions by Democrats, and they are of like mind. And this is what drove me nuts about George W. Bush. It's like, why didn't you clean house? Why didn't you get rid of every Clinton holdover that was in the State Department and the Pentagon? And he
Yeah.
didn't do that, and then he wondered why, we had stupid stuff going on in Afghanistan and Iraq, and we had
Yeah.
whistleblowers, and it's like, come on, we're fighting a common enemy. Stop fighting against us, you know. We gotta have.
This is the problem, and
it just annoys me, and that's what Donald Trump's
it does.
doing. He's getting rid of the Obama holdovers, and that's really what pisses off the Democrats, because they're worried that there's going to be a day where there's going to be a Democrat president, and he's going to be stuck with Trump or Republican holdovers, and he will be kind of hamstrung trying to do what he wants to do or she wants to do.
Yeah. A couple things that I know you wanted to talk about was Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
And
so the last couple days I've heard that he's dead. That I've seen photos of him in a glass type coffin or mausoleum in North Korea, that he died of a botched heart surgery, and now it's looking like his sister might be the leader, and she's Kim Yo Jong, and from what I'm hearing, she's 10 times worse than he is. So that could be a real hot mess. So if she ends up being the leader, and now I'm hearing that Kim Jong-un is still alive, and I'm like, I think if she ends up being the leader of North Korea, there's gonna be a coup. There's gonna be a military coup, unless she ends up executing a lot of generals and family members.
Yeah.
To consolidate power.
Yeah. I think he is probably dead because of a couple of other things, not just the reports, but some that pictures that are supposedly of him. But a couple of things have a couple reports and where this started was when he didn't show up for his grandfather's birthday. That's a biggie, That's one of the biggest because that's when they're but there were other people there. No, he didn't show up for it, and that's a big indicator, And the other thing was I was going somewhere with this. A report came out from a reporter in Japan, which is a little closer to that area than we are, and they seem to kind of hit it. But then what really caught me was a press member from Hong Kong, which is part of China, stated that the same thing, that he had died due to that. Well, at first the Japanese said he was in a vegetative state, and then a day or so later, this press member from Hong Kong, and it is a Chinese government-backed agency, news agency, and in Hong Kong, and they said that he was dead. Then also, Chinese sent several delegates, high-ranking members of their government, over to North Korea to look into it and to offer their assistance. So, they're trying to set things in motion because, North Korea is backed by China. It's just that simple, and they are, they're kind of the puppet masters of North Korea. And so all of these things put together lead me to believe that he's dead.
Yeah.
You know, now I haven't seen anything today about who the, predecessor was, but you brought that up, and so, yeah, that's likely the case, and I think you're right. Unless she has a massive executions, of both her family members and, but Jong-un was just as bad. I mean, he killed his own uncle,
Yep.
to
And he
secure
killed
his
brother,
place.
too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
killed
right.
one of his brothers when he was in Malaysia. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
yeah, her name is
Yeah, and Ray, I
Kim
don't think.
Yo Jong. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Well, Kim is the last name. Kim, the name Kim in
Yeah,
Korea
that's the family
is sort of
name.
like Smith or Jones.
Yeah.
It's everybody's a Kim. I knew more Kims when I was in the military because we had so many GIs that were going over to South Korea and marrying Korean women and coming back. And of course, their last name was Kim. Until they got married. And we had
another popular name is Park.
Parks.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that, but
Yeah, because the first
that's
leader of South Korea his last name was Park.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. South Korea. That isn't it. I do remember that, but the Kim is the one I remember.
Yeah.
Because one of the crews I worked, load crews I worked with, he was married to a Korean woman, and I learned a lot just from going over to their house and having dinner and visiting with them, and just learned a lot from her. And about Korean culture, because I was never sent to Korea, which I was really glad. But yeah,
well, you could have bought a lot of shit cheap there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was funny. Back in the 70s, everybody had these huge stereo systems, or Yamahas, especially. And they had the big reel-to-reel and the big turntables, and they had, 4-foot tall speaker systems,
Yep.
And gotta admit, they sounded good. But that's because, you go either get sent to Korea or Japan, and even if you were in Korea or coming back from Vietnam, sometimes you would go through Japan for transitional, and go to the base exchange. So you got it for what it cost for them to get it, and they bought it local, and then you didn't have to pay taxes on it either, or you didn't have to pay any import taxes,
or shipping.
Or shipping, yeah, because you just bring it with you, put it on your aircraft, or say, here, send this out on the next load, or they'd move it for you. So yeah, so back in the 70s, a lot of people had those what is it, Achaia? That was another big system that we had back then. Yeah, that was a big sound system. But yeah, a lot of guys coming back from Vietnam and Korea came back with those systems like that. And of course, obviously, Nikon cameras, those were like a dime a dozen back. 35 millimeters. Yeah.
Mamiya. Yep.
Yeah, all of those. Yeah, those were big back in the 70s.
Yep.
And yeah, so what was the next thing we were going to talk about?
Let's see. Well, we got Kim Jong-un. I was thinking about maybe doing something a little different. Maybe I noticed on a history channel that I follow, they do a segment called Out of the Trenches, or Out of the Foxhole, or where they take questions and they read the questions, and then they try to answer them. So I was going to do a video of that. If people want to leave a comment after the show saying, hey, I've got a question, and what I'll do is I'll do a video, and then that could be kind of an addition to this channel to kind of bring more people into the show. They get
Yeah,
to see,
that's a good
oh,
idea.
hey, ask a question or something like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would be good,
Where I say,
because
I'm
sometimes,
Art Carlson. I'm sitting here in the chair of truth, where I take
yeah,
your
yeah,
questions and answer your questions. And it'll
yeah,
be,
and that's
between 5 and 10 minutes long, something like that.
let's
Huh.
see. I'm reading the chat right there. What did Jaybird say? After you're elected, are you running for a second term? We need you for as long as you want. Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what I get done. Right now, at this point, I'm just hoping to beat Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And, you know, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that actually be funny if I got more write-in votes and Biden gets all together? I
Yeah.
would find that
Well,
that would
that.
be the biggest joke on politics.
Oh yeah, that would be a big joke.
Yeah,
But I remember. Let's see. When
I
was
would
that?
love to see that.
2012. I personally knew someone running for president, and that was Roseanne Barr. She was running on, what was it, the green tea ticket or something like that, and her
Yeah, something
running
like
mate
that.
was
Yeah.
Cindy Sheehan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at Pat Polson. He
Oh
he
yeah,
ran every
back
year
in
till he
the
died.
60s and 70s, he was always running for
70s. Yeah.
president. Yeah.
Yeah, Pat Polson, and that guy was he was like Ben Stein to listen to
Hmm.
him talk.
And
He had that
he
dry
lived he
monotone.
lived in Denver.
Who, Pat Polson did?
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, he was
I think I
a
remember that now.
good friend of George McKelvey's, who started the Comedy Works in downtown Denver, and then he started his own club called the Comedy Club, which was in South Denver on Hamden Avenue, and that's the club
Yeah.
that I started at. And then a few months later, I went to the Comedy Works, and in about a year, I made it up to where I was on the regular schedule. I actually got paid for doing 5 minutes of comedy. I was one of the opening acts.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So anyway, so that's just an idea I've
yeah.
been toying around with.
It's
What
an
do you
idea.
folks think in the audience there? Do you like that idea where I could take questions and do like a 5, 7, 8 minute little video and post that on Art's Place to kind of maybe drive some interest
Yeah.
other than the live show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've done about over an hour if we combine both halves. So
Right. Right. Yeah. I
so
thought there was
let's
one more subject we were going to cover.
yeah, I think we covered everything. We covered the
Did we?
the twisting of Donald Trump's words, and
Right.
then we talked about how the media was distorting things that he never said or never did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I learned a new word. It's called driving a narrative, creating a narrative. You know,
Creating a narrative. Yeah.
back during Obama, it was called a dog whistle. So I'm learning these new
It's
terms.
called a what?
Dog whistle. Remember when Obama said Tea Party people would say something, he'd say, "Yeah, that's just a dog whistle." To
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
for racism. I'm like, going, really? what's going to happen to
Everybody
vote.
says, yeah, that idea sounds good.
Yeah,
And
okay.
of course, there's Jaybird wanting to know about what would happen with vote by mail. Yeah,
Well, there will
yeah,
be female voters, so besides male voting.
yeah, yeah. There ought to be vote. Yeah, we ought to have votes by the mails too. Yeah,
Well, we have that here
yeah.
in Colorado.
It
And
is
a lot of
so.
places are doing that. Okay, so folks, I want to thank everyone for coming in and enjoying the show. Carlos, sorry we beat up on you, but you know that's how it goes when you have a show like this. You got
Yeah,
anyway. Just be more creative and talk about other stuff. So I'll
yeah.
work on that idea, and if you want to submit some questions, you could leave them in the comment section down below after this video.
After the
And
show.
what I'll
Yeah,
do is I'll get enough questions together, and I'll do a video on that. So
right.
thank you all for coming. Have a great Sunday. We'll see a lot of you over at Mel's show later today, and then Mitch's show after
Yep.
that. So
Yep.
enjoy yourself.
6 o'clock
God bless America.
Central
God
Time.
bless this great state of Colorado. And back to you, Lloyd, before I sign off.
Yeah. Everybody, like I always say, be nice to each other, treat each other the way you want to be treated, and be safe out there. Okay? And always great to work with you, Art. I enjoy it. And oh, I got a new commercial or a new endorsement coming out tomorrow that is well worth you guys dropping in to see it. It's a Ron Lockwood original.
Oh,
So
wonderful. All right. Well, thank
you
you,
guys will love
everybody.
it. It's
and
hilarious.
we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.